All right, hello everybody. Let me go make sure that this is streaming correctly. Let me close this down. All right, looks like we're in good shape. Let me let me tweet us and let me go put us on our website. The website is mammothgardens.com. You'll swing by there and click on the harmonica girl at the front of the page. She will escort you into the schedule of our daily events. And there you will find your sheet music as well. So I've just now posted that on our website. Let me go make sure it's working correctly. We updated WordPress the other day, and it was running super slow yesterday, but today it seems rather jaunty. So let's see. Looks like it's going faster than it used to go. So maybe they fixed something to make it better for us. All right, let's see. Today, well, I got to finish the tweet. https://mammothgardens.com. I pop up. I'll put the harmonica girl on there. Let's not put the harmonica girl on there. Let's put breathe from your belly. That's funny. Put that in there. Tweet. Breathe from your belly. That's funnier. Okay. All right. So now we've tweeted. Let's do a discussion about today's activities. Today we are going to be working on, I forgot to mention, we put up another theory page down at the bottom of the schedule called Merrily We Roll Along, better known as Mary Had a Little Lamb. And chance for you to tab out both diatonic and chromatic notes again for those of you guys who want to learn how to do that. Then today we're playing Simple Gifts as our diatonic warm-up, and the Diatonic Scales will be our warm-up. Tom Dooley is the song today. Nothing in the diatonic range today will be terribly demanding. It'll be all just lovely tunes. Then I did post yet again one more fix of Summertime. I've been struggling with getting that one correct. It's a challenging song from a music theory perspective, oddly enough. And so I revised it, cleaned up some typos we found yesterday, and so hopefully I've got it right this time. We'll also be playing this little light of mine and our chromatic scales again. We added in some pretty tough scales this week, and so I want you guys to have an ongoing opportunity to play those. All right, let me go download my revised yet again Summertime. There it is, Summertime chromatic PDF. Oops, I gotta go here, and I gotta go here. That's why I was like, that seems like we have more S songs than that. Summertime chromatic PDF. Download. Yes. Overwrite. Yes. Okay. All right, here we go. That's everything. We got a lot to do today, so I'm going to get started. People will tend to wander in as class continues on, and that's okay. Let me pull up my harmonica library now. And look at that. So nice and neat and orderly. And we're starting off with Simple Gifts today. Simple Gifts, please. Simple Gifts. We play on the C diatonic ones. I'm going to put up another slide on our how to play thing, a few more slides on which type of harmonicas that we think you need to have. and we teach on the key of C, but obviously these are relatively affordable and something you may want to have more than just the key of C on. Let's see who made it in so far today. Hey Melissa, welcome in from Boulder. Fran in from SoCal. Sandy in from Michigan. Snowing up in Michigan. Then 31 degrees. She says yuck. She's already over it. It's only February. Only February, Sandy. He's got more to come. Pauline is here from Northern California. Diane from locally. Sun is back out. Sounds good. We got the sun for a little bit today. We're getting a few inches of snow here in Denver tonight. So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to take some of my own medicine that I just gave to Sandy. Right. Let's play Simple Gifts. Let's get it warmed up. 2 times through, 3-beat count in, and blow 6. Remember, on every Monday, if you're a new player, or if you know people who need to be a new player, have them start on a Monday. Every Monday we'll do a little how to play harmonica lesson. Most of you guys have been through that dozens of times, so you're aware of that. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. I was significantly into the second page when I realized my page turner foot pedal thing is not connected to my gadget. So I'm like, oh, I got pretty far along without even being able to look at the sheet music. And hopefully you're starting to have a little bit of that yourself with just playing. And we have these 5 songs we play over and over every single week, and hopefully your body and your nose and your mouth and your tongue and all that stuff is just getting where it just knows what to do, and hopefully that's starting to be a real thing for you. Like you're accidentally memorizing songs, so that's always fun. Good morning, Marcia. Welcome in, and Evelyn is here as well, all warmed up and ready to go. Let's see. we're going to do the diatonic scales, and then I'm going to take a minute to talk about your theory program. So let's grab your scales first. Let's play those, and then I want to have a short conversation about theory. All right, diatonic scales, diatonic notes in C. All right, 2 times through on the C major scale, please. We're going to blow 4. And let's do it slow and beautiful. Get every note right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Made that last note a little too long both times. Remember, half notes there at the end of the scale. You see the standard notation has a hole in the middle of it. That makes it a half note. It's twice as long. I also want to mention that I have a cat hair. I can't find it. I keep kind of trying to pull it away, and it's not going anywhere. Some of you may know about cat hair, right? And then inevitably somebody says, well, I'm a dog person. All right. Christine made it in. 21 degrees in Bozeman. Snow covered. Looks like winter up there. It probably is winter up there in Bozeman. You don't take a Bozite's word for whether it's winter up there, because they have a different idea of what winter means than the rest of us. Don, kind of late, but very glad to have you, Don. Glad you made it in. All right, let's do the A minor scale, a little bit harder scale. Let's try it, maybe a little bit faster. That was pretty slow. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try again. Sorry. 1, I thought I was at the right place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Hopefully you're getting where you can control your air just a little bit, keep everything nice and even. One of the things in music, we tend to, as things are going up, we tend to get a little louder as things are going up, and then a little quieter as things are coming down. That's a sort of a general principle. It's not a rule by any means, but as you are playing a scale, you might be a little bit more aggressive with the sound, the volume of your sound as you reach the top of a scale, and then as you're descending, slowly bring that down. We'll talk a lot about this instrument, any of the instruments that you blow into. We spend a lot of time talking about subtle details that are sometimes could escape us as newer players, somebody who's new to music. And so we spend a lot of time talking about shaping tones and about making the notes nice and well and round. It's one thing to just do the note, right? Here's a C. But then to do a C with a meaningful C, right, one with bent or whatever, lots of different choices. A short C versus a longer C, a hard C, let me get it right, versus a quiet C. lots and lots of choices. Very subtle. Only you're going to know if you're playing those well sometimes, but it's stuff you want to work on all the time. So you're always trying to think about how am I going to play my C scale today? Beautiful. Welcome in, Q. Glad you made it. Q2 is here. I wanted to mention, I forgot to mention, Monday and Tuesday, it's already Wednesday, I never even talked about it. Down at the bottom of the page on the website, under the theory section, theory standard notation, I posted Merrily We Roll Along, and as what I've done in the past, and I'm going to continue to do that, is have you guys take a look at that and try to tab it out yourself. Okay, so the diatonic C, interestingly, will how should I put this? The ukulele line is identical. No, it's not. The guitar line, the guitar line, if I'm playing on guitar, I'm going to play exactly the same thing all the way through. If I'm on ukulele, I'm starting off with a higher voicing, and then I'm going to go to a lower voicing. If you're on chromatic harmonica, you're going to start off with that higher voicing. It's going to be pretty easy to play. And then you're going to go to your lower voicing, and it's going to be a little bit harder to play, because on chromatic, you figured out that low end is a little harder to keep your tone together. With the diatonic, again, you're going to start real high and then you're going to drop down real low. And so I'm excited for you to try both of those. On Friday, we will play through what we have there. I only send you the answer sheet if you send me an email, right? So if you go through, tab it out first. Marcia did this for me yesterday, I think. She sent in and said, "Hey, does this look good? Does this look right?" And I didn't have it. I glanced through it, of course, but I didn't play through it. And then I tossed her the answers, and so she can compare my answers to her answers to see if she ended up with the same solution to the problem. The only reason to be doing that, and I think it's more important for chromatic players than diatonic players. Diatonic players, you will be given more than enough music from me that you don't ever need to learn to read the standard notation. I'm always on the lookout for songs that fit on that will fit on a harmonica. And I tab them out for you, and really they'll be more than enough for your lifetime. But for chromatic players, you're not always going to want to play the songs that I put out there. Well, yeah, you are. You don't want to play those, but you're also going to want to play music from your childhood that you thought was good. And you're going to want to be able to just play from standard notation, from the lyric line of a standard notation. And you can play all music on your chromatic. So it would make some sense for those of you who are enjoying chromatic music to play, to do these theory sheets and to get where you're kind of comfortable reading the standard notation. What I know, by going back and forth between diatonic and chromatic, I'm kind of delaying and making it more difficult on myself to memorize the standard notation. And so occasionally I'll get stuck and I have to go look it up to make sure I'm doing it right. But if you're only studying chromatic from a standard notation perspective, you'll get pretty good pretty fast at knowing where these notes are and how to do them. So anyway, that's there on Friday. I think I put it on our list. I didn't. I will put it on our list. Did I put it on our list? I haven't put it on our list yet, but I do want to play through that so that you'll hear what's on the paper. Hey, Patty, sneaking in from her hike. Got to get your hike in early today here in Denver. We're going to get snowed on. So anyway, Merrily We Roll Along is at the bottom of the front page of the harmonica stuff. And so if you are, again, trying to learn that level, don't have to, working tablature is absolutely fine. I'll give you plenty of music to keep you busy, but some of you were like, you know what, Gary's never ever going to get around to tabbing out my favorite Blink 42. Is it Blink? When is the name? I can't think of any. Coldplay, my favorite Coldplay song. I've got to learn to do it myself, and so that's what the theory stuff is designed to help you grab your resources and then figure it out. So that's going on. We'll play that on Friday. I will add that to our list on Friday, and then we've played our scales. So to wrap up our diatonic morning, let's go grab Tom Dooley, and let's see how he's sounding today. RST, must not have played it in a while. Let me go grab it out of the basement. Download harmonica. R-S-T. Tom Dooley. All right. So Tom Dooley, Civil War person, went up in the mountains, killed this poor girl, and then they strung him up, and that's the story. We don't. Tom Dooley's trial apparently was rather sensational back in the 19th century. People knew him, and so whoever wrote this song, and we don't know for sure who wrote it. That's why there's a question mark on your byline up there. Wrote the song about Tom rather than the poor girl that he murdered, and that wouldn't happen these days. But on music from those times, there's a lot of stuff that would no longer happen today. We still study the music, but we study it under a gaze of, or through a lens of, oh my God, I can't believe that people did stuff like this. And so, not necessarily recommending this as a song to include in your daily repertoire, but it is a song that a lot of people know, and a lot of people like it. I think that the melody's good, and so if we took the words off and put a decent song behind it, we might have something here. 4-beat count-in, 3 times through, and really not a terribly difficult song to play. So you only have 8 measures. Let's play it 3 times through. Let's play it as written, and I'd say hanging from a white oak tree. Either go up to the 10 to finish, beep, or go down to 1, bwom. One of those two as you're finishing up. I'm going to go to 1. I'm going to add a 1 at the bottom there. Wham. All right, 3 times through, not fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or just a full C chord at the end. I'm going to write low C chord. Maybe I'll add that onto the actual paper. Low C chord. Low C chord. All right. So there's Tom Dooley. Not a terribly hard one to play. Really focusing in on getting your notes clean and pure and well-rounded and all of that stuff is something that I would be thinking about as working on that song. Melissa says, Tom Dooley was the first song I learned on my guitar when I was 11, about 6 weeks ago. The reason that a lot of some people learn this song is because it's very limited range. It's only 2 chords, C, G7, Z, G7. On guitar, you probably, if you got a new player like Melissa was, probably put it in D and A7, D and A7, something like that. So it's a little bit easier to play, it's only 8 measures, so and you'll notice as you're playing harmonica, especially, you notice how repetitive it is. 6 6 6 minus 6 7 8, 6 6 6 minus 6 7 8, 6 6 6 6 minus 6 7 8, and then finally the change is 8 8 8 7 6 7. So it's really 2 measures repeated 3 times and then 2 other measures. So you don't have a ton to teach a little kid, but they get a decent result out of that. I've had any number of I have this in my guitar book as well, and I've had any number of people of a certain age, usually men, come and go, man, I really, really like that song. And I think we like it because it's got a nice melody to it, and an approachable melody, something that you can do as a newer musician. I wish that we could rewrite these words to be something far more uplifting and appropriate for the 21st century. So I will probably never get around to it. So I don't know. Maybe we can turn it. Does have a kind of a sad feeling to it, even though it's C and G7. They're very typical, happy little chords. It does have this sense of, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? It feels sad. It feels really sad on harmonica, I think. All right. Diatonic players, you guys are set for your day. Have a wonderful afternoon. Unless you want to play the latest version of Summertime with me, and if you don't have a chromatic, you can't. I do have a diatonic line on it, so go grab that. Summertime chromatic, okay, and you will know you have the latest version if it says in measure 11, if the second note is a 6. Okay, in measure 11, you should have the second note as a 6. That's the typo that I found yesterday, and I fixed it. It's dated February 21st. I think that's not true. It should have been dated February 23rd, but that's at least after today it won't matter. And let me make sure that what's pulling up on the website is what I think is pulling up. Yep. So all right. So there's that, and then I had to fix the repeats. Diane found that I had made a goof on the repeats, so the repeat should cover, the first repeat covers 31 and 32. So you do have all of the typos fixed on this. I am convinced that today's version is the final version. In music, what I've discovered, what I think is the final version is not the final version. 3 years from now, I always end up having to make major changes to sheet music, but I'm getting better at writing it, so I don't have to do that quite so much anymore. That's not true. I was rewriting last summer's sheet music earlier today with one of them. All right, Summertime, 2 times through, play down to 32, come back up. 1, 2, 3. For me, measure 29 is where I'm getting chewed up, right? And I think that dropping down to the second hole when you're up at 6, it feels like it's a mile down there. One of the things I'm trying to do when I know I got a gigantic jump like that, and I say, all right, I got a gigantic jump, is actually peek down at the harmonica. I did it the first couple of times pretty well, and then the second time I totally blew, or the last time I totally blew it. So that you're peeking down as you're making that jump and just double checking that you're hitting the right spot. The nice part about chromatic is things are wide enough apart where you can actually peak. Ideally, you're just feeling it and you're just sliding down there and hitting hole number 2, no problem. But if you're having trouble like with that, with me, it's okay to drop your eyeballs, peek, and make sure. And then after that, it's just a run, so you don't have as much problem with it. But I'm finding more and more that on those giant jumps, because we're playing diatonic, everything's real close together. Then you get on this, it feels like a mile to go to get to that next note. And it's okay to peak. I would say most harmonica players would say, "Nah, don't peek. You just got to feel it." But that's like saying you can play by ear. Yeah, you all should do that. But the truth is that sometimes you gotta peek. No, that's okay. Evelyn, thanks so much again. I get to practice my breathing, and it's wonderful. Right. We are practicing our breathing. It is absolutely a delightful activity. Hopefully. The more we play this, the healthier you feel. We got one more song to do. I was about ready to wrap it up for the day. We got 2 more things to do. Let's go grab our chromatic scales. By the way, that song is fine now, so you can put it in your rotation. Chromatic scales. Let's go grab those. Remember, this week we added 2 more chromatic scales on, and we're going to do those 2 more today. We're going to do the measure 3, the D major scale, and measure 4, the E flat major scale. And let's see how you do. Okay, very slow from the top. From measure 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in a panic the entire time I'm playing that. How about you? Now, let me point out very quickly, those of you who are learning to read standard notation and are deciding, this is my new lifelong instrument. You have to learn to play that without the tablature. right? This is why we don't want to do that. This is why it's just fine to have tablature. Think about how incredibly difficult that is to play that with just straight up knowing what you're doing. There's going to be a lot of work that goes into that. You're probably not going to play that much stuff in E flat major, but you're going to play lots of stuff in D major. All of the Irish music is in D major, and so you will end up actually needing those notes. And so it's definitely a worthy goal for those of you guys who are like, you know what, I want to work on this, I want to turn this into a thing. It's absolutely fine, but I promise I'm never going to be able to play that way because I play too many instruments, and so I want something that just gives me some tools, and tablature for the chromatic harmonica gives me tools. I know that the chromatic books I'm reading right now, none of them have tablature in them, and it is well, not none of them. I think a couple of them do, but to me, it's just one more way to prevent people from making great music, and so I keep wanting to put this way. It's not the goal. The goal is not to create. They've already created an elitist society for music. Good for them, but for us chickens that we just want to play great music. Doesn't the tablature make a lot of sense? I mean, doesn't it? Doesn't it allow you to have access to a way of playing music that you might not otherwise have? If they just dropped in those notes and said, all right, here's your chromatic harmonica, see you 5 years from now and you'll finally be able to play that. Not 5 years, but it would be a tremendous stretch for most of us to do that when we have a system that works perfectly fine, that we don't need to do that. So that's me kind of pounding the gavel for playing music in ways that normal people can do it, and that you don't have to go to conservatoire to do. You know, I just believe that you don't have to know anything about music to play music. And here's another great example of how hard would that be if you did not have the tablature. Oh my gosh. And for some of you that might be worth the effort, right? But for most of it, probably not, you know, especially when you got an alternative. Let's see. Francis says, may I suggest with summertime go to 2 instead of 6 for bar 3? Let me go back to summertime. Let me peek at that. Sorry, I missed your comment earlier. So Francis is saying, bar 3, that's measure 3 for those of us for us. I have -3, 6 under there, and she says, may I suggest in summertime to go to 2 instead of a 6? Oh, so you're wanting to drop it down to the E. So here's what's written, and then here's what Francis is suggesting. So if we were to go, that's what I wrote. Okay, but Francis is saying, hey, wouldn't it be better if we just drop it an octave, and we'll go, instead of going to the 6, go down to the 2. So try that. Isn't that fun? That's fun. That's an option for you. So I'm not going to change the sheet music, but 2 also works. Okay, so I'm going to write low. Whoops. I'm going to write. Whoops. Hold on. My little gadget is a mixed benefit. Low E2 also works. That's a fun idea. Okay. I'm going to leave it as 6, but I absolutely hear what you're saying, Francis, and it makes quite a bit of sense, right? Some people are used to hearing it that way. You might finish up with that, right? And hush, little baby dawn. No, I already finished it up low. Yeah, go with a 2 instead of a 6. You might like that better. Fun idea. Great idea. Let's see, Melissa. Melissa says I have to concentrate on those scales. I call it victory if I end up where I started. Right? Right? I'd have that happen all the time. I'm working on guitar scales right now, which I'm trying really hard not to get an attitude about. And if I actually end up on exactly the same note with exactly the same figure, then I feel like I am a hero. Piano's even worse, right? Back when I was working on piano scales, you go, and if you end up on your thumbs at the end in a C scale, you're like, I am the greatest piano player in the history of the world. All right. Marcia says, and if I get any sound out of the one hole, right? Goodness sakes, on diatonic, it's that 10 hole, right? We're like, I hate the 10 hole. On a chromatic, it's more about, boy, you gotta be very. It can sound very much like a cow getting, having a bad day. That might be one where I'm actually putting a tiny bit more pressure up against the reed. Not too much, because then it starts to bend, but it is something that would be, I would begin then to patience with down here on a chromatic. It's hard, and I have the chromatic, the 16 hole one. It's got 4 more holes below here. You talk about unusable notes. I can make that sound terrible down there. And then Frances is busy rewriting all of it, so then she would continue on with 665. So, Frances, I'm going to leave what I have, okay? But I love the fact that you're rewriting it in a tone or a tonality that makes you happier. And so what Frances is then doing, once she drops to the low note, then she goes on to measure 5 and adjusts the tonality of that too. So again, not against that. That's something you should do as a musician, is say, here's the version that Gary gave to us, but I like it. I like to mess around with it. And I don't know if I've ever been given. Well, that's not true. These days, I take music and I just play what's on the page. But as an intermediate level musician, I don't think I ever just played what was on the page. And as a new player, you usually play exactly what's on the page, and our goal is to get you to be more thoughtful about, hey, what is it that I want to do with my instrument, and then you end up in this intermediate level where you know what you're doing and you're able to adjust it. And then of course, when you're Francis and you're an upper level player, you're like, well, here's what I say, but I'm gonna double check on that, and use the sheet music as a recipe. It's a starting point. It's where you want to. It's the neighborhood you want to live in, but then you can either slightly modify or aggressively modify this stuff. I will not have my feelings hurt if you decide that something has to be wildly different. All right, our last song of the day. Always getting distracted by you guys. This Little Light of Mine. Let's go grab that one. This is one of my all-time favorite songs. This Little Light of Mine. And last time we played this, we had a bit of a discussion about measure 2. I've got a 5 there, which works just fine. I have a tendency to play a 6 there, unbeknownst to me. Francis was hearing it, like, you're playing the wrong note there. It's not really a wrong note, it's just a different note, right? And so you could play a 6 there, you can play a 5 there. It's going to sound great either way. And I'm going to try really hard to play what I wrote rather than what I hear in my head. And another great example of, here's what the sheet music says. Maybe in your life you sang this a little bit different, and you're absolutely entitled to change the notes. There's no harmonica police yet. And so play what's there or change the note. If you don't like what's there, go back through and figure it out, and then make your notation on your sheet. We did decide at measure 2, but either a 5 or a 6 will work. So let's give it a try. From the top, 100, yeah, about right. Blow 3, 4-beat counted, 2 times through. 1, 2, 3, 4. two, ready, go. One more time. Go. One, two, three, four, blong. Oh, I grabbed the wrong instrument. All right, so I missed my button, messed it up every single time until the final time through. I am going to, because at measure 10, we have it as a 6, I'm going to erase the 6 on measure 2. I think it provides a very fascinating difference. Measure 1 and 2 are slightly different than measures 9 and 10. And so the first time you come through, it makes sense, right? You go a little bit lower in measure 2 and then a little higher in measure 10. We're getting that light bulb turned on. So I'm erasing the 6 that I had been playing. I am going to play what's written on here. I think it's lovely just the way it's arranged. And those of you guys that grew up with this song or you know this song, I did put D minor 7ths in there, so it has a little bit jazzier feel to it. And I really like. I'm delighted with this arrangement. So, all right, that's all I know about harmonica today, guys. Tomorrow will be playing "When the Saints Go Marching In." We will be playing "Wildwood Flower." Remember, that's an older-fashioned tune, and definitely I don't remember it being particularly hard. It's not a hard tune. It does go up to the 8s, but it's not one of those songs that's going to just tax you to death. But the problem is that a lot of you don't know how it goes. So go spend a minute listening to it on the website before you check out. And then we have Wonderful World tomorrow. And again, that's not a terribly challenging song compared to some of the other ones we played, and just really fits nicely on the chromatic harmonica. It doesn't jump all around. Not very much button pushing for Francis, but other than that, it's a really lovely tune. And then look at Friday. Friday, we got a heck of a lot of stuff to get done. So spend some time making sure your book is in good shape. I don't intend to change anything else on you this week. And then I'm going to probably be changing some stuff the week after. I've been doing a bunch of stuff with Irish music for the ukulele group, and a few of those actually work on diatonic. So we'll probably be tossing a few of those back into the rotation as well. So lots of changes with harmonica, lots of good stuff coming. Keep playing. Again, I would say probably never going to get a worldwide audience for harmonica, but it is you are going to make yourself healthier and stronger and give you a nice, pleasant way to make some music. You sneak in the back room for an hour and make some noise. I love it. So hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see all of you tomorrow. A few of you I'll see later today, and let people know you're playing harmonica. It's okay. And get them started too, right? It's what, $20 for a folk master, and they will be delighted for the rest of their lives. I will be updating the big book here soon. I don't know exactly when, but a lot of you guys have the. Don't think I've updated it for about 6 months, and we've had a ton of new tunes since then. So I'll be putting a more comprehensive version of that together. Marcia, have a great day. Pauline, good to see you. Fran, thanks for being here. Francis, thanks so much for here. This is Harmon. It's going to get us through the pandemic, right? Right. This thing was going to get us through. Absolutely. We're going to actually end up on the other side with this new weird thing we can do. So it's exciting. All right. Pulling the plug. Have a wonderful day. Keep practicing. I'll see you guys tomorrow.